The entire series is about surrendering. So we're really going to focus on that for a minute today. There's that quote that says, what is held in the mind tends to manifest. What we think about tends to grow, is basically what we're saying. And I think that we all kind of get that idea. So you try not to worry about something, but then you continue to think about it even more. I want you to start to think about something that you tend to hold in your mind a lot, maybe something that you worry about a lot, maybe something in the future, and how you could be sabotaging yourself because that is what is manifesting. I'll give you my example, something that I work on a lot. My mother died of Alzheimer's, most of you know that, and that's one of my big fears. I know I do carry one copy of the gene, which is not by any means a death sentence, and I have just as good of a chance of not getting it as I do of getting it. But I tend to, and for many, many years, I've gotten a lot better, really obsessed, and everything that I did was to stop that, and would think about things like, well, I only have 10 more years with my kids, or I only have 15 more years with my kids, or, well, I have to make sure I do this because when I get Alzheimer's, I don't want them to have to go through what I went through. That was me sabotaging. That was me holding in my mind a truth that was not true, and then unconsciously manifesting it. So there are things in your mind, both conscious and unconscious, that you might be manifesting. Maybe it's that, oh, I'm never going to have a spouse, or I'm never going to be happy, or I'm never going to have enough money, or all of those things. What you need to do is today, when you're journaling, try and find as many of those as you might have. Write down things like for me, it is manifesting and thinking about Alzheimer's all the time. I tend to get really, really stuck on my sleep when I'm not sleeping well. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to sleep well. Or when I'm tired, oh, I'm going to continually be tired. I often don't have a lot of confidence in myself. I was like, oh, I'll never be able to do anything that what I do right now. There's no growth for me. Whatever it is, journal those. So what is it that you have kept in your mind that could be manifesting, and how can you switch that? Pick one of them, and you can do this for all of them, but pick one of them. So for instance, I would pick the one, me always think about the possibility of having Alzheimer's. And then I want you to do a couple of things. First of all, look for scripture that refute that. So if it's, I'm never going to be happy, or I'm never going to have enough money, look for scripture that will refute that. Easy way to do that, honestly, is to get the YouVersion Bible app and just put in a keyword and see what verses pop up, or what devotionals pop up as well. That's a great resource, the YouVersion Bible app. So look for scripture to refute that, but also how can you switch that in your brain and focus on and think a lot about the opposite, the good outcome. So for me, what I've done is, as opposed to whenever the thought of, oh, I'm going to get Alzheimer's comes into my head, I go, no, I am extremely healthy. I am the opposite of what my mother was when she got this. I pay attention to my diet, exercise, sleep, stress. I have half of the genes from my father, who's super, 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 super healthy. I have designed my life in a way that she didn't, and there's no judgment on my mom. She did the best with what she had, that she didn't, which will ensure the fact that I will not get Alzheimer's. So as opposed to thinking about that in my head, getting sick, I go to, I'm super healthy. Thank God for this healthy body. I'm going to live till I'm 92. That's the number I keep in my head, 92, super healthy. I'm going to be around for my grandkids. So I focus on those things so that they will manifest. So take your one thing today, do that at least with one of them. And whatever that big fear or concern or worry is, it's something that's been manifesting in your head. And try and switch the narrative. So write down the things that are the opposite of what you've been thinking so that you can focus on those. And I really encourage you to write them in journals, write them in your, I write things everywhere. Write them in your planners so that you could always go back and look. Maybe make a note on your phone for yourself. So as soon as your head starts to turn to those things that are negative, you can change them to the positive and have those manifest in your head. Here's a really good verse for you. And remember, what is held in the mind tends to manifest. You can write that down too. Here's a great verse for you. I love Isaiah. It's like my favorite these days. This is Isaiah 26:3. You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in him, all whose thoughts are fixed on him. Another version of it says, you will keep in perfect peace the mind that is set on him. So you want to change your mind to be set on Jesus, to be set on the good, to be set on the positive, because what is held in your mind will manifest. All right, write it down. Write down manifest. Maybe I like one word things for your journaling. Manifest, or in my mind manifests, and write down what the negatives are, the ones that are not serving you, and then write the opposite so you can focus on those. See you back here tomorrow.